Coming up, a battle between two Heisman winners as Baker Mayfield looks to go 3-0 against Joe Burrow. It's the Browns and the Bengals, and it's coming up next.
With the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Home Ground Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of the Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Cleveland Browns. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at our home side in this one. They're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Browns set to go on offense for the first time, led by Baker Mayfield in his 4th season now from Oklahoma.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 22 carries, 81 yards.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well.
7 yards there and a first down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Following the penalty, Chubb. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. Mayfield to throw it. That one is caught by Hunt. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. Chubb will have the first down and much more. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
A run for Nick Chubb. Uses the stiff arm. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
51 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
Mayfield. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Here's Mayfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown.
Kareem Hunt.
His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. Parkey with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. To return it, Darius Phillips.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Time to see the Bengals offense go to work, and leading them out, the #1 overall pick in the 2020 draft, Joe Burrow, now his 2nd season out of LSU.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. Busts through the tackle. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Andrew Billings able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow, that's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Complete to his tight end Sample. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. 7 yards the pick up there. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Now it's Burrow. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Myles Garrett. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Here we go. 180.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Burrow looking to pass. Under pressure, they got him again. Myles Garrett in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now it's Burrow. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
McPherson's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Trey Hendrickson in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
And what a big 2020 season for the Saints for this third-round pick in 2017 out of Florida Atlantic. Now, he signed with the Bengals back in March, but for New Orleans last year, 13.5 sacks, which tied Aaron Donald for the NFC lead.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield, he's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27.
Well, Baker Mayfield only 6'1", but he can certainly sling it, and we saw evidence of that right there.
And we often talk about hang time for punts, but in this case, we should probably calculate the hang time on that throw because that one hung up there for a long time and managed to keep going and going until it found its target.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air according to Next Gen Stats. Wow.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
So this rivalry, Charles, here in the Buckeye State, Cincinnati and Cleveland, you know, you felt like for a while it took a dip as these two franchises struggled. But now I think this rivalry is budding again as one of the best under-the-radar rivalries in the NFL.
I agree with you absolutely because both of these teams have the arrow pointing up. They've kind of solved their quarterback issues. They're building up their rosters. But one of the most defining moments of this rivalry to me wasn't even in a Browns-Bengals game. It was a Seahawks-Bengals game when head coach Sam White addressed the crowd and emphasized that Cincinnati was the place to be.
Well, Charles, I think his exact words were, you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. A give. This is Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Parkey adds the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Here's Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
A gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 11 at the 18-yard line.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. That's complete to the tight end sample. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4 and he got 4 on 3rd down.
Well, it would be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball.
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
To the air again, Burrow. This one hauled in by Sample. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So here are the Browns to take over. They've dropped 4 straight games coming into this one, remember, but they have the lead here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Chubb running right. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. And finding the tight end Hooper. Touchdown, Browns. Austin Hooper. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So simple math here in the 1st half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Parkey with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Here we go.
Here again comes Joe Burrow and the offense for the Bengals. And what would you say? Is it the offensive line that has caused a lot of this pressure to get back there?
That's always the first place that you have to look to see what's going on. But part of it is so difficult to simulate this type of pass rush in practice because the speed, the ferocity, the quickness, some of the change-ups and how they get at the quarterback that you may not have seen on film, all that is different. You can practice it as much as you want to. You can even insert smaller, faster guys in positions to show that the speed's going to be quicker. But until the whistle blows and you play for real, it's just not the same.
And not as easy to implement on game day. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Burrow. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And we're in the middle part of this season where each week starts to become a little more important, and especially this, Charles, being a division matchup.
Yeah, you haven't fired the starter's pistol or rang the bell lap like they do in track and field for the sprint to the finish, but you're starting to eye it, aren't you? You got to pile up those wins, put them in the left-hand column, not the L's in the right-hand column.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Burrow to his old LSU teammate Chase for a Bengal first. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Malik Jackson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw into the hands of Sample. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Here's Kevin Huber now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here.
And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. on now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Browns. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And the Bengal offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. From the 27, Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he's got a Bengals first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 66 yards on the ground for him so far. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
11 empty.
Here's a give to Mixon. Able to power through. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield strike.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll set up to throw. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that they're very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
180. 180. 42.
A handoff to Mixon, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Now it's 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 19-yard line.
Burrow will throw. And it'll be intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Mayfield to throw it.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Play fake. Mayfield. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Here's Jamie Gillen now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a fair catch is taken here a step or two inside the 45-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. And out now, here come the Bengals. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And they go play action now. Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. From the gun to give to Mixon. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 89 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
And the Bengals are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it, and it's caught. That catch good for only a couple. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? To the goal line, but it's incomplete. How about this Browns defense they've held so far? This is now 3rd and goal. Now it's Burrow. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Bengals. It's Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the 1st half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up, and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out.
You did.
Yeah, my bad.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. This take it in at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Browns drive about to get started. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati.
It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Mayfield off the play fake. Now Mayfield lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback. So
possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Mayfield. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
The Bengals set to take over. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10
at their own 27. Burrow looking to pass. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle.
7 yards, the pickup there.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. And they got to go thank the guys on D.
Mixon hit, and all the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
The football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim fourth quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10.
Throwing, Mayfield.
He'll get this one underneath to Hunt.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. To throw, Mayfield.
Swings this out for Hunt.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give him 12 yards that time.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Chubb. Bulldozes past him. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over. And here a late turnover leads to a 4th quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Parkey adds the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, Phillips. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Out to the left, he's got Sample there. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got a Bengals 1st down as he's able to take this up to the 30-yard line. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go.
Now Burrow. This one hauled in by Sample. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Myles Garrett. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Troy Hill picks it. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 98 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Mayfield. And this pass broken up. And the contact, well timed there, and now 4th down. And Parkey's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. So Burrow and the Bengals down by 13, a little under 1:50 remaining. Field goals useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order. Burrow. Pass complete to Higgins, and up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Here's Burrow. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And 2nd down. Throwing, Burrow. Finding Sample. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. To throw, Burrow. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by John Johnson. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's 1 timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Down to 1 knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Browns, they pick up win number